Good morning, students. In this class, we will discuss about the first one, why the Mendel's work, or you can say Mendel's law of inheritance, unnoticed for a long time. You know, Mendel given his law of inheritance in the year 1865, but up to 1900, his work unnoticed. There are various reasons, and second, we will discuss about rediscovery of Mendel's work, and third we will discuss about the chromosomal theory of inheritance. So let's first one see. Let us see first one, reasons for Mendel's work unnoticed. Reasons for Mendel's work unnoticed. Unnoticed, I can say not recognized. There are certain reasons Mendel's work unnoticed up to 1900. Okay, the first reason is communication problem. On that time, the communication was not well developed. As a result, Mendel's work was unnoticed by various scientists, I can say biologists. Second one, use of mathematics. Mendel also used mathematics in biology. That was totally unacceptable. That was totally new and unacceptable. So use of mathematics. Use of mathematics in biology was totally new. Was totally new and unacceptable. A number of scientists were not accept. Third one, concept of factor not accepted by various scientists. Okay, concept of factor not accepted by various scientists. And fourth and last, lack of proof or evidence for existence of factor. So there are four reasons Mendel's work for a long time unnoticed, or you can say unrecognized. Once again, first one, communication problem. On that time, communication was not well developed. As a result, Mendel's work unnoticed for a long time. Okay. Second one, use of mathematics in biology was totally new and unacceptable. Third one, concept of factor not accepted by various scientists. Now, factor in this time we know the term factor, it was gene given by Johnson. And fourth one, lack of proof or evidence for existence of factor. Now let us see, in 1900, three scientists rediscovered Mendel's work, and that belongs to rediscovery of Mendel's work, and they extends the Mendel's work, and you can say his law of inheritance. A rediscovery of Mendel's work. Rediscovery. It was done in the year 1900. Rediscovery of Mendel's work. It was done by three scientists. Okay. It was done by three scientists. Okay. First one is Hugo de Vries. Okay. Second one, the second scientist that rediscovered Mendel's work was Carl Correns. And third one, Erich von T.S. Cermak. So these three scientists rediscovered Mendel's work and extends the Mendel's law of inheritance. Okay. Now let us see from where they belong. Hugo de Vries belongs to Holland. Hugo de Vries belongs Holland. Okay. Second one, Karl Lorenz belongs to Germany. Okay, Karl Lorenz belongs to Germany. And third one, Erich von Kessler belongs to Austria. Austria. Sometimes question asks, write the scientists that rediscovered Mendel's work. So Mendel's work rediscovered by three scientists. First one is Hugo de Vries, that belongs to Holland, Karl Lorenz, that belongs to Germany, and Erich von Kessler, that belongs to Austria. Now let us see chromosomal theory of inheritance, that third topic of today's class. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. This theory was given by two scientists, Sudan and Boveri, in the year 1902. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. Okay? Chromosomal theory of inheritance. This theory was given by two scientists, Sudan and Theodore Boveri. Theodore Boveri in the year 1902, and they explained that the behavior of the Mendelian factor is similar to, or you can say parallel to, the behavior of the chromosomes. And okay, this theory explained that the behavior of Mendelian factor is parallel to the behavior of chromosomes. Okay, and Sudan united the inheritance of Mendelian factor with the chromosome, so it is also known as chromosomal theory of inheritance. Sudan united the behavior of Mendelian factor. Sudan united the inheritance of Mendelian factor. Sudan united the inheritance of Mendelian factor with chromosome. So it is also known as chromosomal theory of inheritance. Once again, what is chromosomal theory of inheritance? This theory was given by, proposed by two scientists, Sudan and Theodore Boveri, in the year 1902. This theory states that the behavior of Mendelian factor, you can say now they are called gene. The behavior of Mendelian factors is parallel is similar, parallel to the behavior of chromosome, and Sudan united the inheritance of Mendelian factor with chromosome. So this theory also known as chromosomal theory of inheritance. The main salient features of this theory are as follows. The main points of this theory are as follows. Let us see one by one. Salient features of chromosomal theory of inheritance. Salient features of chromosomal theory of inheritance. Let us see one by one. Salient features of chromosomal theory of inheritance. Chromosomal theory of inheritance. Okay, there are certain main points of this theory. First point, let us see. Chromosomes acts as hereditary vehicle. Chromosomes acts as hereditary vehicle. Vehicle to transmit characters. To transmit characters. Chromosome acts as vehicle to transmit characters from one to next generation. Next generation. You know, chromosomes contains genes, and genes responsible for transfer of traits from one to next generation. So first postulate is chromosome acts as hereditary vehicle to transmit characters from one to next generation. Second postulate, a pair of chromosomes contains similar genes called homologous pair. That means when two pairs containing similar genes called homologous pair. This is the second postulate of chromosomal theory of inheritance. Let us see third. Both chromosomes and Mendelian factors found in pair in the diploid cells. Both chromosomes and Mendelian factors found in pair in the diploid cell. You know, the cell which contains complete set of chromosomes known as diploid cell. So third postulate is first feature is both chromosomes as well as Mendelian factors occurs in pair. Mendelian factors occurs in pairs in diploid cells. For example, suppose that this is a diploid cell. For example, suppose that this is the diploid cell, and this diploid cell contains a pair of chromosomes. This diploid cell contains a pair of chromosomes. So this Mendelian factor, suppose that this responsible for tallness, this is for darkness. So Mendelian factors also found in pair as like the chromosomes found in the diploid cell. So this is the diploid cell that contains two chromosomes, and this is the Mendelian factors also occurs in pairs. Okay, fourth is during formation of gametes, okay, both chromosomes as well as Mendelian factor becomes half. During formation of gametes, both chromosomes and Mendelian factors remains half in that cells known as haploid cells. So during gamete formation, both chromosomes and Mendelian factors contains only one set. For example, suppose that this is a diploid cell, and this diploid cell undergoes gametogenesis. Suppose that this is a diploid cell, that undergoes gametogenesis. So when gametogenesis will take place, okay, so in the gamete it contains only half set or only one chromosome, half set. As like gametes, Mendelian factors also. Suppose that capital T, capital T, so inside gametes it will only gamete will contain only one allele, only one gene of the pair. Okay, so during gamete formation, both chromosomes and Mendelian factors contains only one set, or you can say half set. For example, you can say this is the diploid cell. After gametogenesis, only one chromosome transferred, and here this is a pair of allele, a pair of gene that is known as allele. During gamete formation, it will again transfer only one of the allele out of two, only one gene out of two, you can say. Okay, next one, last, diploid condition restored after the process of fertilization. This diploid condition again restored when both gametes are fused. Diploid condition restored. Fifth one, diploid state, that is you can say zygote. Diploid stage restored after fusion of gametes. After fusion of gametes during fertilization. During fertilization. For example, you can say, suppose that this is the male gamete. Okay, so this male gamete contains only half set of chromosome. This is the female gamete. Again, it contains only half set of chromosome. After fertilization, diploid state restored. Diploid state is restored in the zygote. As like Mendelian factors also, this is the one allele, this is the second one. When both will fuse, it will give capital T and capital T. So this is all about the salient features of the chromosome. So chromosomal theory of inheritance. Once again, revise. Okay. So first one is what are the reasons Mendel's work was not seen or unnoticed many times. The first one, many years. The first reason is communication problem. Second one, use of mathematics in biology was new and unacceptable by various biologists. Third one, lack of proof of existence of factor. And fourth one, concept of factor not accepted by many biologists. Okay, second topic I explained today. Okay, that is rediscovery of Mendel's work. Up to 1900, Mendel's work was unnoticed, but at last 1900, Mendel's work was rediscovered by three scientists. The first one is Hugo de Vries, that belongs to Holland, Karl Correns, that belongs to Germany, and Erich von T.S. Cermak, that belongs to Austria. And next third topic I have explained today, that is chromosomal theory of inheritance. This theory was given by Sutton and Theodore Boveri to explain the behavior of chromosome is similar to the behavior of Mendelian factors. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss about linkage and recombination. Thank you.